request, I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to read from Tethered. Tethered, this one is about the pack mentality of high school students in a really rural area. And it's got this pack of killer dogs in there, so those two storylines go parallel to each other and clash together. This is a very character-driven story. The lead character in here, his name is Aiken, and he's probably my favorite character that I've written. He's a flawed character, but I think you can really see the progression of him and the way he changes over the course of the story. So I'm going to read the first chapter from Tethered. All right, chapter 1. I need for you to walk in a straight line. The officer is a tall, husky dude that's really not much older than I am. His name's Brandon Manning. Come on now, Pine. Don't make this any harder than it has to be. For some reason, it bothers me that he calls me by my last name. Using my surname by itself is a reminder of who I am and where I come from. My stomach churns, and I feel like I could puke any second. It's not just all the beers I downed earlier in the night that are making me nauseous. It's also the thoughts that are running through my head. I'm 19, too young for this. Having an underage DUI on my record could screw up my entire future. But it's not just me that I'm thinking about. There are other things too, other people. I have a girlfriend and a baby at home. I have responsibility. Then at the thought of Missy and Todd, I start to feel both too young and too old to be going through a sobriety test in the middle of the night. Me and Brandon are the only ones out here. We're standing on a long stretch of backcountry road surrounded on all sides by dark, dense woods. There are not any houses in sight, and the only source of light is the flashing blue from the top of the cop car. Surely Brandon knows my situation, and I hope that after this is over with, he will decide to show some sympathy. Maybe he'll let me off the hook. Around here, news travels fast, and there's no doubt that Brandon has already heard what my sister did, why I came back here in the first place. Aiken, it's your sister. She's done something horrible. Those were the first words that I heard from Mom in several months. I just stood there, holding the phone. She continued, deep breaths coming and going. It was like she was about to hyperventilate or something. Stabbed. She stabbed. There were some girls at school, and yesterday, my sister, Lexi, stabbed the head cheerleader, Madison Taylor, in the leg with the pointed end of a mathematical compass. The stabbing hit a major artery, and Madison is at the hospital in critical condition. This is the first time I've been back home since June. It's now September. Surely Brandon knows all of this. I know he does. He has to. Maybe he'll feel sorry for me and give me a break, but deep down, I know he won't. The Pine name has a rooted bad reputation around here, and some people will use every opportunity to prove our unworthiness. A long time ago, my granddaddy killed a man, and the people of Greenwood County haven't gotten over it yet. Take 9 steps, heel to toe, Brandon says, and I can tell that he's getting frustrated with me. I haven't even started walking yet. I can expect him to feel sorry for me all I want, but the truth of the matter is I messed up. This is my fault. Neither being a Pine nor Lexi's actions can explain why I decided to get plastered with my old bud, Matt Fuller, and run my truck off the road. I think about Missy and Todd and focus on the silver cross hanging around my neck. All of it gives me courage to press on. Just when I'm finally about to take the first step forward, the CB radio that's attached to Brandon's belt crackles to life. The voice on the other end is full of static. It's a female. According to dispatch, there's been a break-in out at Carter's Little League field. Apparently, someone used a pair of wire clippers to cut the chain link fence, she says. Gloria Bernard called it in. A slaughtered calf was found on the pitcher's mound. She says it's been gutted, and its head's been lopped clean off. What the dispatch lady is saying should creep me out, but since I grew up here, I know the deal. It's another sign that things haven't changed. Carter's was built on a spot of land that's supposedly tainted, where nothing will grow. During the 1980s, a rumor started that something evil lived out there. Of course it's not true, but whoever's responsible for tonight's prank is trying their hardest to keep the mythology alive. Over and out, Brandon says into the radio. Finally, I take a deep breath and put one foot in front of the other. Careful, I tell myself. If I can just make it look like I'm sober, I think I'll be able to get myself out of this. I touch the heel of my right boot to the toe of my left. So far, so good, and I followed the same motion and put the other foot forward. I know it's because I'm buzzed, but I think of something that makes perfect sense. The line on the road is symbolic of my life. It's a balancing act. Stay focused, move forward, don't look back. One slip could send everything spiraling out of control all over again. As I'm walking, I catch a glimpse of something moving through the woods ahead of me. At first, it's just a shadow that's slipping past the tree trunks and bramble, but a second later, something is coming through the brush. A big, mangy dog is emerging from the darkness. There's a quiet stillness to the night, and I can hear the canine's thick claws clicking and scraping against the black asphalt. The dog crosses the road, but just before he gets to the overgrown ditch bank on the opposite side, he stops and looks in my direction. I know Brendan sees the dog too because his flashlight beam glimmers off the dog's eyes, making him look sinister. By now I've stopped walking, and Brandon is no longer urging me forward. The flashlight remains focused on the animal. My eyes lock with those of the dog, and the canine begins to growl. The sound is a deep, guttural sign of aggression. The dog starts moving forward, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. The dog is moving down the yellow line toward me. Just seconds earlier, the line had been my way out of here, the path to a new me. Once I reached the end, I imagined I would find an updated version of myself that would never again look back. Someone who would never make another stupid mistake. Now the path to redemption is blocked. I look over my shoulder and see Brandon slip the pistol from the holster at his side. Seconds later, the pistol fires. The crack of the gunshot is ear-splitting, and it's followed by another sound that's even worse, a loud yelp of pain. What I'm seeing hits too close to home. It reminds me of my own dog and everything that happened last year. Rebel was a black Labrador that I rescued from the pound where I had a summer job. Dad didn't want a pet in the house, but he said I could bring the dog home if I built a pen and doghouse in the yard. Later, in November, something bad happened. Rebel attacked my sister. It's not often that labs show that kind of aggression, but they can. My parents blamed me. They said that I was being careless and left the pen open. It's been almost a year, but I wonder if I could have prevented it from happening. After Lexi was attacked, Dad did what he thought was right. He shot and killed Rebel. Now I can't help but imagine that it is Rebel lying in the road in front of me, kicking his legs back and forth as his final breaths escape. It's all too much, and I spin around, fall off the line, and throw up. So that's the first chapter of Tethered. But